Well, hello again, everyone. I'll say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, as usual, even though we've just been on a podcast live. But for those of you who are tuning in just to this, welcome to the Empowered Tarot episode, where we do a lovely reading on the energy for the upcoming week. And my stunning co host shares with us a beautiful quote just to help keep our minds aligned for what is to come. Oh, looking forward to this because is it Sunday that Mercury retrograde? Yeah, Sunday. Mercury retrograde ends. And I swear it always hits me a little bit harder than it does. Well, I like to say other people, but anyway. I'm quite keen to see what the new week holds for us.
I get so excited like a kid in a candy store with this. I can't wait for everyone to really truly become connected to how to use this messaging through the tarot reading and let it inspire you and just help you tap into how it can really create some wonderful changes and support you through the week ahead.
Absolutely. So, actually, on that note, Laura, I know something that we've discussed in the past, but I'm just going to ask it here on the show. And maybe our audience can weigh in as well if you guys have any thoughts and you want to share anything or questions. Would it be helpful as if we did a like special edition of the Empowered Tarot where we actually show you how to use tarot cards yourself and your own intuition?
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I'm yeah. I'm sure that would be really really helpful to those that are already tapped in, and maybe for those that are thinking about it. That
Mm,
might be something really fun to do.
yeah, I think so. I think that'd be very, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting round of draws here. So the physical side of the draw is pretty much all fun and games, but I want to start on the spiritual side. It seems to be a little bit heavier than usual.
Mm.
It the energy that's coming through from the spiritual side is one of instructing us to be extremely mindful of our emotions in the upcoming week. The sense that I get is we might be feeling as though someone is trying to pull one over us, okay? But the advice very much is be mindful of how you react to that. Not only try, but really embody a higher level of being. See it for what it is and see it for how it can help you evolve. And as I'm saying that, I'm actually realizing some situations in my own life that are coming to fruition that is already starting to apply to. So that's an interesting one. The physical side of the draw, as I say, is all fun and games. I'm quite happy about this.
Nice.
Subconsciously, we seem to all be going through a bit of a sitting pretty kind of a vibe for the next week where we're just really starting to see some of our plans actually coming to fruition. And that's also borne out by the consciousness card, where it's literally someone looking over a field and seeing these stalks starting to bud and all the hard work that we've put in starting to come out, which is very exciting.
Nice.
Look out for some messages about new opportunities coming your way as well. And last but not least, in fact, definitely not least, the advice card for next week is if you, no, not if, when you get the chance, celebrate. Doesn't matter what it is, but next week the universe is definitely advising us to celebrate whatever small, big, medium wins we've had, even if it's just a friend we haven't seen in ages, or getting
Mm.
together with family, or a business opportunity that we've managed to close, or a test that we passed, whatever it is, there's just this strong sense of find some people, have a toast, and celebrate.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah,
Um,
that is our draw.
Yeah, again, this is that balance. It's the creation in real time, but then the gratitude and the joy and the expression of celebrating, regardless of, again, we talked about this in the podcast, your present condition. That's why I love sometimes looking at kids. right? Because they could be sitting on boxes and just out in a backyard and, playing, and you see them running around, and the imagination and the playfulness, and they're just such a natural extension of that reminder of just celebrate being in the physical body. Again, connecting to this power. And I pulled open the book like I always do, right on the onset. But I think this also correlates with our podcast that we just had. So I'm going to read to you the quote. It says, "Your power is within the education of your empowerment. And to know your power is to become that power."
Oh,
Let's let that sit in, because we had talked in the last podcast about the mindset, the discipline of a positive mindset, the discipline of knowing your potential lies within your thought. You are the power. Educate yourself by connecting to yourself. And that is where your empowerment will begin.
so actually, and we haven't done this in a while, I'd like to set a challenge based off of that
Yeah.
for everyone for next week, and based off the reading as well. Definitely set a small, and I do mean small, goal of self-education and self-growth. Something small that you can do in a day. And once it's done and you've taken that first step, celebrate it.
Yeah.
Show your soul that you are grateful for that tiny step that you just took.
Yeah. And again, it could
Cool.
be anything: drinking more water, meditating for 10, 15 minutes. It could be reading a verse in a book. Anything that is outside of the pattern that's been in place. You are a creator of, okay, you are the gatekeeper. You are standing in the doorway. Remember this. Who you choose to open that door to, the information that you let in, is what will create the empowerment or the disempowerment of your life's journey. So guard that door with steadfast, positive thinking. Open it up and welcome in only what you know will nurture and advance your environment mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Do not be afraid to see the contrast outside your door and let it walk right on by. And as Stefan said, this is the beginning. Small steps. What are you letting in? What are you connecting to? Before you know it, you will have an absolute home that is luxurious with wealth and abundance of gratitude, of happiness, of advancement. And we're talking in metaphors and real home. You are the gatekeeper. Be mindful of what you let in, because that's what I'm seeing. Everyone that's listening, begin to let in the small steps. They will create a brand new world for you.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Well, until next week, we have been Laura and Stefan. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see everybody on Monday on the Wealth of Self. Have a wonderfully empowered weekend, everybody, and see you soon.
See you. Have a good
Bye,
weekend.
everyone.